Yes, hello everybody, this is Ray from Race United and I'm back again. So it's been a roller coaster in British politics. We've had a few issues in the past 6 years of British politics. However, I'm not going to talk about politics here. I'm going to talk about the correlation between cryptocurrency, in our case, Pi Network, and what's happened in Britain in the past 44 days. As of when I'm recording this video, it's 46 days. Now, we've had a prime minister who lasted for barely 2 months, so 44 days to be specific. She came in a few days before the Queen passed. So she's the queen. She's the first prime minister that was sworn in by one sovereign. Was accepted by one sovereign and had a first meeting with another sovereign. So she's had an eventful tenure in a premiership. Now, I don't want to talk about politics because this is not a political channel, but there are some correlations here. Liz Truss's resignation or abrupt resignation, albeit expected resignation, sparked some sort of, I would say, an effect on cryptocurrency. Now, I'm going to give you something significant here that you're going to understand why this could be a good thing for cryptocurrency, and in particular Pi Network, which is yet to launch on the exchanges. You get what I'm saying? So watch this video till the end. I'll try and sort of constrict it and make it a little bit shorter, so it will be concise, straight to the point, and you'll understand everything. And of course, take it up, share it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so. Become a member because the membership is growing. And of course, without further ado, smash that like button, guys. Smash the subscriber button. Become a member. Of course, I've said that. And let's extend this. Let's make sure that everybody receives what we're talking about here. I will be right back. Yes, so I'm back. This is Ray from Race United. Listen, I procured an article, obviously, because I have to have some sort of source. So this source is an article by Darren Parkin of City AM. Now, he's a very staunch economic journalist, and he knows what he's talking about. And I thought, you know what, let me read everything and try and extract the correlation between this and Pi Network, which is where our focus need to be at the end of the day. So the question is, what does Liz Truss's resignation mean for Bitcoin, Sterling, and in our case, Pi Network? So obviously, I've correlated it. So let me just tell you exactly what this means. The sudden resignation of the Prime Minister today, well, obviously on the 20th of October, has sent ripples of positivity across the markets where the pound has risen and crypto appears unmoved. So let me just elaborate this. Crypto appears unmoved, which means it's a good thing, and the pound has risen. It's rallied, which means it's a great thing. So she remaining in power would have meant that we would have had a problem here in the UK, and which could have a ripple effect on the world's crypto markets. However, her 44-day tenure came to an end on the 20th of October, which means that we can continue with our Pi project. Now, Liz Truss took the lectern outside 10 Downing Street this afternoon, following an almost pretentious meeting with the influential 1922 committee chairman, Sir Graham Brady. She delivered a 90-second speech of resignation. That's very, very short. Within the hour, the pound was rising in response to the definitive conclusion of the remarkably short term of a prime minister who became the ephemeral figurehead of a disastrous period in the UK's financial history. Truss's 44 days at the helm of British politics exposed a weakness in the pound that few had anticipated, a weakness that some experts are now identifying as having a potential positive effect on Bitcoin and the wider crypto markets, because obviously when they started doing that, we rallied in crypto. Now, I'm relating this to Pi. I'll keep telling you that. Before I go ahead, I'm relating this to Pi. Now, what Pi should do is that our utilities need to be strong. I keep saying that. So hence, we build our utilities and build it strongly. To do that, we need all hands on deck. We need people rallying, people coming around and ensuring that they understand how cryptocurrency works. If you have no knowledge or little knowledge about cryptocurrency, try and gather some information, get some tutorial online. There are lots of different material that can help you gain a lot more knowledge on cryptocurrency in general, and particularly try and read more about DeFi, which is decentralized finance. Try and read more about it, because that's where you're going to understand how cryptos work. Do you get what I'm saying? And smart contracts and all of that. Read about them, because we are going to get into that once we launch on the exchanges. You get what I'm saying? But our utility building has to be stronger. So when there are these economic shifts tipping towards the negative balance, we would not find ourselves there. We'll find ourselves either in the middle, unmoved, like it is due to Liz Truss's resignation, or we find ourselves towards the positive balance of things. You get what I'm saying? So that's what we need to do. So let's try and keep our knowledge base wide. I'll be right back. Yes, I'm back. Guys, you need to remember that as and when I'm recording this video, there is no definitive prime minister of the country. So therefore, the deputy prime minister will take over temporarily as the prime minister of the United Kingdom. Now, again, disclaimer, I'm no financial expert. So whatever I'm saying here is my own opinion. Remember that, my own opinion. You can share your opinion as well, and it will be respected, like I said. But this is all to do with a correlation between the resignation of the British Prime Minister, Liz Truss, and cryptocurrency. And in our case, obviously, Pi Network. And I kept saying in the previous segment that we should ensure that we build our utility. That's the most important part of this one of the most important part of this project. If we build our utility, all these destabilizations in politics and economies will not or may not affect our currency, in this case, Pi Network or Pi. You get me? So let me continue. So one such expert, Dr. Martin Hisbook, head of blockchain and crypto research at digital asset platform Uphold is the name of the digital asset platform, believes Liz Truss's resignation will open the path for Rishi Sunak to return, a move he expects will see the pound rally. So he quotes here, this is mostly in part to the fierce backlash against her economic plan, with her resignation sparking recovery for UK markets. So one thing you need to understand is there hasn't been times when a resignation of a leader of a country, a G7 country or a rich country like the UK, has actually rallied the market. The market takes a tumble and a nosedive. In this case, people didn't have hope, so her stay of execution, which means that her being around and us waiting for her to resign, was actually tumbling the economy, and the pound was taking a nosedive. And we didn't want that. So her resigning has actually rallied the pound. Cryptocurrencies are confident. They were already confident, but they're even more confident. So somebody like Rishi Sunak coming in with his economic plan could actually ensure that our currency, which is Pi, will be even much better. You need countries like, I'm going to do another video about cryptocurrencies in Europe, particularly in the UK, and you would understand why Pi is so important to the UK and the West, and particularly Europe, and vice versa. So he goes on to say that this person is called, what's his name? Martin Hisbook. He says, the US dollar has been the clear winner for the last few months as investors seek shelter in the largest global economy in a time of war. Yet, only time will tell if investors become more willing to go long on the pound, given her quick resignation. So Dr. Hisbook added that crypto markets had held up surprisingly well during Truss's tenure, partly due to investors not viewing traditional finance as an assumed safe haven. This is so important. So remember, the line here is partly due to investors not viewing traditional finance, banking, as an assumed safe haven. Now, the safe haven here is cryptocurrency, and in our case, Pi Network. If Pi Network becomes one of the short callers in the crypto market, you will realize how much importance we have in the crypto world. So I can tell you this. As I continue with this video, please understand that I am no financial expert. I'm giving you my opinion. I'm correlating it to Pi Network, and that's it. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. This is Ray from Race United. Smash that like button, guys. I haven't actually mentioned it. Smash the subscriber button, become a member. Let's help the membership grow. Let's help the community grow. And let's grow Pi Network. That's the ultimate goal. So Dr. His book went on, he continued. This is so good. He said, in some ways, Bitcoin and the rest of the digital asset market are giving us hope that there is somewhere to put cash in times like these. So because I continued, this is so good. He's saying that Bitcoin and the rest of the digital asset market are giving us hope that there is somewhere to put cash in times like these, because you can't trust the traditional sort of finance sources. You can't trust them. You understand? And that's why they're trying to put down cryptocurrency, because we're going to take over. In this case, Pi is going to take over. Once we build our utility, we are going to take over. Let me continue. Nevertheless, Liz Truss's resignation won't automatically change the negative outlook for the UK. So it's a good time for other investment vehicles to diversify their portfolios with digital assets. Listen, this makes me so excited. I am very, very, very excited about Pi Network in this case. Let's continue. He goes on to say the UK's crypto future may seem now in limbo. However, we believe that personal leadership is less important here than constructive dialogue and the creation of a favorable framework for digital assets. And we do not see the new government trying to stand in the way of progress. On the contrary, with energy prices putting a strain on government finances, it is imperative to modernize Britain's financial system. I'm talking about Britain here, but it applies to the entire world. You get what I'm saying? It applies to the entire world. So please, you can play this back and listen to it properly. Watch the graphics on the screen, because I actually screenshot it so you can obviously enjoy this. And listen, I'll be right back to finish this whole thing and give you my inputs into that. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. This is Ray from Race United. Smash the like button. Remember, I'm no financial expert. This is my opinion and my opinion only. So you can take it with a pinch of salt or not. That's up to you. I'm just correlating it to Pi Network. Let me continue. So it's a view. Obviously, we know his book has shared his, but it's also a view shared by Alan V, chairman and founder of London-based enterprise blockchain called Aventus. Now, he said, PM mean Prime Minister, the PM's resignation will undoubtedly have ramifications for the tech industry, particularly within the crypto space, right? The lack of action, vision, and support given to the digital assets industry by Liz Truss and her cabinet during her short term in office was certainly a cause for concern. Perhaps most importantly, the increasing value that resides in the digital domain calls for proper regulatory methods to protect consumers like you and me, to protect consumers. This resignation brings renewed hope that the next person to fill the posts will at least make some strides towards regulation in this arena. And then he went on to say, by conclusion, that the new PM, Prime Minister, will need to work with the government and regulators to ensure they are keeping with the fast-growing and highly complex industry sooner rather than later. And it's crucial that political changes like this one don't hamper its momentum. So listen, I'm just trying to tell you here. I'm going to tell you. I love the whole article, but I needed to correlate it to Pi Network, because at the end of the day, I am talking about Pi Network. I'm not going to talk about Bitcoin. I'm not going to talk about Ethereum or all the others. But we know they're also players in the game. However, we are here to ensure that we stay par with them or we overtake them eventually, of course. However, to do that, we need to build our utility. We already have the growth, you understand? The decentralization is about to take place, but we need to build utility. That's the longest term project. Now, to do that, we need to put our heads together, understand how Pi Network is going to work in the mid to long term. And of course, within the nearest future, we build it cohesively. Do you get what I'm saying? We build it cohesively. It's so important that we do that. Let's work as a team rather than individuals. I keep saying that. If you're not a team player, you can't be with Pi Network. Do you get what I'm saying? Personal gains, I know we all want that at the end of the day. But if we work together, the gains of Pi will be much, much greater than we think it's going to be, which will trickle down amongst all of us. All right? Let's be one big happy family. I love what we do here. The community has grown. I know you guys love it too. And the next video will also be about that and everything and how it's grown in Europe and the UK. And I'm going to correlate it to Pi. The name is Ray. The channel is Race United. And the word is peace. I love you all.